Hi, guys.
Coach, did you have expectations coming into tonight? And if you did, what were they met, or kind of what did you think overall?
I thought it was probably pretty good overall, considering we were tired. We hadn't practiced since we played Tennessee. So, yeah, I thought it was about as good as we could do. So, defensively, we weren't very good, obviously, early, and they missed a lot of layups. But overall, I thought the ball moved decent, and right guy shot it, and good to get MJ in there and Joe to have some productive minutes. So I thought overall it's pretty good.
Bill, how'd you decide on Joe to start over another option you could have gone with?
We didn't have. I mean, it was either Joe or MJ. They were the only two guards that could sub in. So yeah, that wasn't a hard decision. And MJ he's only practiced 2 days since before Omaha. So yeah, that was not a hard decision.
And just how'd you feel Joe did then in his first start for you?
I thought he did fine. Defensively he should be better. Heating people up and causing havoc. But I thought he did fine. And he needs to be a guy that can make 2 out of 5. When he comes in a game. And I don't know what he was tonight, 2 of 4. But he's a good shooter. And his stroke looked good tonight.
And how is Kevin doing?
He's fine. He's not fine, but he's got a strained groin. He hurt against Tennessee early and played with it. But, we're hopeful that he can maybe practice on Wednesday and play Thursday. But if he's not ready, we'll set him Thursday too and try to get him ready because we got a long time to heal up before we play again.
Shay kind of mentioned this, but expectations-wise, when you have Bobby's out, Kevin's out, you got guys in that are not really playing high minutes so far this year. Do you change what you do, what you expect to do, how things go, any of that?
No, what I wanted to do today was start KJ at the 5 and then not play him at the 5 after we start him at the 5. And we didn't do that totally because we did put him back in the first half. But and then try to get those other guys about 10 minutes each. And they got close to it, but not quite. But just to see how they did. And I actually thought Zuby and Ernest, in very limited time, at least they went after the ball, rebounded it, which was positive for them to get 10 rebounds in 18 minutes. That was a positive thing.
What did you think of Grady's offensive night?
I thought it was pretty good. He and Jay Will. I'm not going to get overexcited when they make shots. That's what they do. But I thought it was pretty good. The area we got to get better at is, we got to be able to guard somebody, and there was way too many breakdowns on that end. But yeah, I thought Grady did fine, and I thought Jalen did fine. But still, yet I don't really base performances on the guys that should be shooting all the shots score points. So that they should get points because it's designed for them to get more than anybody else.
Was the mid-range thing for him just him taking what was there, or was that by design to try to get going?
No, I think it was probably more him taking what was there. Yeah, I do. I think he did a good job coming off the ball screen and scoring, or a couple of pin downs and scoring. He's good at that.
I wanted to touch on what you were talking about with your defense. Given the guys you have right now, given with the injuries, how do you feel your defense is progressing through this season?
Well, I actually thought we guarded really well in Bahamas. And we had some breakdowns, but I mean, it went from a lack of competitive effort. I mean, there were some silly things like against Tennessee. You can't switch a 1-4 ball screen. You screw that up. I mean, there were some very correctable things that we didn't do against Tennessee and also in the other games that I think all teams that I've ever had have made similar mistakes this time of year. So, but as far as effort and activity and things like that, I actually thought it was good. The thing that hurt us against Tennessee wasn't our defense; it was our rebounding. And then they threw in some shots at the end of the clock when we made some mistakes. But tonight our defense was not very good. Tonight wasn't very good.
How is Bobby, and what's the prognosis?
My best feel for that is that we could have him back from Missouri. So hopefully that'll be the case.
Is that the same stuff he's been having, the sprain?
Yeah. Well, he had a hamstring earlier. I don't even know if it's the same leg, but I think it is. But it's not a serious one. But it's just too, those things from based on what I've been told and all my time being that first step. I've struggled with some hamstring issues too. But I actually have torn mine once. and it is no fun. So we don't want it to become torn. We want it to be right where it is and then to nurse it back. And so he's doing treatment all the time. So we'll bring him back whenever he's ready. He's too important as Juan's backup not to be a big part and be healthy, you know, obviously going into the most important part of the season.
How does MJ play that well with no practice time?
You know what? He played good offensively. Defensively, you know, got a long ways to go. But I thought he did a good job tonight. He saw the ball go in, but a little different game when there's not pressure. You know, when there's pressure and guys are guarding you every possession, it's a little bit different than you know, somebody can force help and get you an uncontested look, or you can kind of play bully ball, which he did a couple of times on some plays. Texas Southern is going to be good in their league, but that's not exactly Wisconsin or Tennessee guarding us out there from a physicality standpoint.
You mentioned KJ at the 5, but what do you want him to do in that role while you wait for those other guys to come?
Well, he's got to be a great screener, and he's got to play with a relentless motor, and he's got to be able to defensive rebound. And tonight, he actually screened the best he has all year. And it wasn't just ball screens. He actually did a good job screening, the best he has all year. But defensive rebounding, he's just not very big. And, you know, if you guys followed us, he's a much better offensive rebounder than defensive rebounder because there's not really responsibilities, and you just kind of go and that's where his motor comes into play. But that's what I would hope, that he can become a good position defender, and he's not going to be a shot blocker as far as a rim protector. Now he can block some shots, but that's not what he's going to do. He's going to be a guy that can short roll and be a good screener and be a good passer out of those type of situations offensively.
You mentioned Kevin too. Do you think Thursday for him possible? Or?
We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know. I think Thursday for him is more probable, obviously, than Bobby. But right now, if he's not ready, I'm not going to push him. You know, Kevin's had a history of dealing with some injuries that have lingered and really hurt him at Tech, where he's missed a substantial amount of time. And although this is totally different, if he makes progress tomorrow and can go on Wednesday, he'll play on Thursday. But if he can't, I doubt we'll use him.
And then just the bounce back for DeJuan. I mean, he was out there, but he also had a pretty.
Yeah, he was solid.
Yeah.
Juan didn't play very well against Tennessee by his standards, in large part because he put himself in a situation where he wasn't in the game. So I thought, you know, he's so good, but I don't know if I consider anything a bounce back for Juan. I don't think Tennessee is going to bother him, or he needed this to be good on Thursday. I don't think he looks at the game that way.
Anything else?
All right, guys.
Thank you.